New Windows 95, yes. Blue screen of death. I have to send you a funny video, Monica G, about Windows. It's a funny, anyway. Okay, I think we stopped at the K's. We stopped at Kata. And yeah, I know Sanskrit's a little scary. And it's not a language that most of you have been brought up with, or it's like would be like me learning Greek, right? So please understand, I'm really picky about it, but I completely understand that it's not going to be something that you may be able to master right away. And that's okay. I just aim for perfection. And then if we fall short, then I'm happy. I'm okay. I'd rather do that than be not aim so high and just be sort of sloppy. So the goal is I want you to hear what it sounds like from an authentic, I guess, someone who can pronounce it, either from Atul Ji or Monica Ji or me or some of the other teachers, and try the best you can. I would like to focus more on, I think, more important words, because there's so many words and we have such little time. I think, Monica Ji, 30 minutes today? So let's focus on words that you're going to come across more often, and try the best you can, realizing that you may not be able to pronounce all of the consonants, especially the retroflexed consonants, which are made in the back of the mouth. Okay? So that's okay. All right, so we stopped at Kara. The next is Kledaka, right? We know Kledaka as Kledaka Kafa. Goshta. Again, there's a dot under the S. Whenever the dot is under the letter, remember that is a retroflexed letter, meaning the tongue is literally bending backwards and reaching to the far back of the hard palate. Goshta. And that TH, the T is aspirated with an H. Remember, there's several types of T in Sanskrit. When you have a TH, if you see an H, it's aspirated. So it tells you there's a puff of air behind the consonant. And the dot underneath makes it retroflex. So it's the retroflexed aspirated T, which is T. Really hard to say. And I have videos of me teaching my babies when they were little how to say these letters, and they were just toddlers. So, you learn early. So if you don't learn it early, it's hard. So, and they struggled when they were babies. They couldn't pronounce T. And so it's really funny to watch. Koshta. So this is basically, koshta is your colon. So when we examine the koshtas, it's not exactly the colon. That's kind of a approximate translation, but it's the I guess you could just, for lack of a better term, say it's the colon, and it's associated with your different dosha predominance. So there could be krura koshta. Krura koshta is like a hard koshta that you see in vatas. There's mrudu koshta. So there's soft koshta, etc. Then there's kruchra sadhyam. It's a hard word to say. Kruchra sadhyam, which is curable, something that's curable but challenging to cure. So kruchra, the word itself, means causing trouble, painful, miserable, calamitous, dangerous. Those are some synonyms for kruchra. It's not even hard for me to say. Kruchra sadhyam. Krimija. Krimija is that which is caused by bacteria, viruses, or parasites. That which is born of. Ja means that which is created by or born of. Krimija. Kshira Dadhi Nyaya is one of the doctrines of Ayurveda, which explains how nutrients are assimilated throughout the body. So assimilation of nutrients, similar to the transformation of milk to various dairy products. Kshira means milk. Dadhi means yogurt. So the principle of milk to yogurt. I don't know if I think we've already studied that earlier in this block. Kshira Dati Nyaya. Then there's a laghu, which means light, as opposed to guru, which is heavy. Langana is fasting or depleting therapies. Lavana is salty. Madhura is sweet. Madhura vipaka is the sweet post-digestive effect. Madhyama means medium or moderate. So you can see the etymology of madhyama and medium being very similar. Madhyama, medium. Mahat or buddhi is causative intelligence. Majja, so this should be majja. The A should have a line, a horizontal line across the top. Majja. So this is bone marrow and nervous tissue. Majja dhatu is bone marrow nervous tissue. Again, the dhatu. Majja sara purusha. This is an individual with excellent majja dhatu. Majjavaha srotas is the pathway or channel of majja. Okay, mala, bodily waste. So this is where I have to explain a little bit about writing in English versus writing in Devanagari script, which is very phonetic. So when you read and write in Sanskrit, it's not that difficult. Anyone can learn it. It would probably take you realistically about 2 weeks to learn all the alphabets and how to pronounce them. And once you read it in Sanskrit, you're not going to mess up because it's phonetic. So the word mala is bodily waste, mala. But if you make it mala, that's a garland, right? You can buy mala beads at your local yoga studio. It's not the same as mala. So remember the diacritical marks, the way we can approximate how the Sanskrit is written is with these diacritical marks. So mala would be, again, the horizontal lines above the A's, ma-la. Mala is bodily waste. So be really careful that you don't call a mala, a necklace, a mala, or vice versa. Mala pariksha. Again, it's not mala pariksha, it's mala pariksha, stool assessment. Pariksha being an assessment. Malotsarga. So this comes from 2 words in Sanskrit, mala and utsarga. So mala is waste and utsarga is elimination. So when mala, which ends with an a sound, and utsarga, which begins with an u sound, come together, that a and u become an o. So malotsarga. Now this is beyond the scope of this. This is one of the rules, grammatic rules in Sanskrit called sandhi, which is the joining of 2 different words, like a contraction in English. For example, we in English say that is, but we can contract it and say that's, right? You are, your. So it's similar to that, not quite. I mean, giving you something that will kind of give you a reference point of joining 2 words, but there are very specific rules on how to join the vowels. Okay, so malotsarga. Then there's maunsa. Now, this is pronounced differently depending on what part of India you come from. The anuswar is something that's really differently pronounced. Anuswar is the nasal N sound. So some people will say mamsa with the hard M. Some people will say maunsa. So from Maharashtra, where my family comes from, I grew up with the word maunsa. Maunsa. The M is barely pronounced. Maunsa. I wish I had my video camera on. You could see my face making that word. Maunsa, muscle. Maunsa dhatu, muscle tissue. Maunsa sara purusha, an individual with excellent muscle tissue. Maunsa vaha srotas, pathway or channel of maunsa. Yes, kind of. It's not the ng sound. So, anuswar is a funny phenomenon in Sanskrit language because this, so the ng is a different, I wish I could do, I love this kind of stuff, Sarah. I could answer this, but it would take a very long time. You're partially correct. If the anuswar is followed by a G, it becomes an ng sound. If it's followed by an M, it becomes a sound, If it's followed by a J, it becomes a nj, you know. So this is, we have this in English too, that we pronounce the N differently. Yes. So depending on where the N is in English, and what it's followed by, we pronounce that differently. Like, for example, the word falling, we don't say falling, or we don't say falling. We make that ng ng sound. It's a falling. The word important, the M before the P is mp, not indp. It's really hard to explain, and I don't want to get off track. But the M and N in English is equivalent to Sanskrit anusvar, the concept of anusvar. I'll leave it at that because it's just too long an explanation. So yeah, I know. I see. I know. I'm not making myself clear. I know it. I'm rambling. So again, I would love to have just a separate course. I think Atulji actually teaches that in his Sanskrit course with pronouncing all the letters. Okay. Sorry, I think I've lost everyone, huh? Manas, mind. Manasik, which is relating to the mind, so disease manifesting in the mind. Manasik just means pertaining to the mind. So manasik roga would be a disease manifesting in the mind. Oh, thank you, Rabia. Where are we? Manda. Manda is slow or dull. So manda can just be, Agni. Manda can be manda buddhi, can be someone of slow intellect, could be someone with slow Agni. We did manda Agni. Manovaha srotas, pathway or channel of the mind. That srotas, which is a pathway that carries the mana. Mana vaha. Vaha is to carry, vehicle, like a vehicle. V-E-H, V-A-H. Medasara Purusha is someone with excellent Medo Dhatu. Medas is fat and Medo Dhatu is fatty tissue. Again, a Sandhi issue here. Medas and Medo Dhatu, you might wonder why it's turning into an O with Medo Dhatu. Beyond the scope of this, otherwise we'll completely get off on a tangent and we'll never finish the list. Medo Dhatu. Medo Vahasrotas. This is why you're not expected to pronounce things exactly because it's just too vast, but just try. If you could just come away from the college not saying chakra, I will be eternally indebted to you. That's all I can say. Just, don't say chakra. And if you could come away not saying vata, pitta, and kapha, that would be great. If you could say vata or vata, if you can't make the soft T sound, pitta, saying pitta and kapha, those 4 words, and the heavens will open up and the angels will sing. I know we can do it in our college. A lot of people just don't get this sort of in-depth Sanskrit, so I know you guys will never say chakra when you leave. Morgan. Yes. Oh gosh, yes, Sarah, yes. Chakra, just like it's spelled. And you can say, Sarah, with authority, no, it's not chakra, it's chakra. There's no word, chakra. Anyway, chakra, I could go on a soapbox about chakra for 45 minutes, so I'm gonna stop. All right. Mrudu is soft. So you can have mrudu, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, mrudu koshtha, which means a soft kind of abdomen, as opposed to krura koshtha. So krura in Sanskrit means hard. It can also mean cruel, as in a personality trait, like he is that guy is cruel. Krura, it's the same word actually, because R's and L's are often interchangeable. A lot of people from different countries interchange R's and L's. And that's why when you see the Sanskrit alphabet arranged, ya, ra, la, they're all in a row. Ya, ra, la, those 3 are in a row because they're interchanged. So when you listen to children who, when they're little and they're starting to master these letters, they often, when it's baby talk, they mix up their R's and L's and W's as well. So yada lava is all in one row in Sanskrit. And the reason is because they're so similar. Even though as an adult, they sound very different. For babies, when you're learning, they're going to say, for R's, if you're American, your R's are going to turn into W's or V's, more W's. If you're Indian, generally, if you grow up in an Indian household, your R's are going to turn into Y's or L's. It's really interesting. So where was I? Krura in Sanskrit. Eventually in time, as the word spread from India, it became cruel with an L. That's my theory, at least. I'm sure Indologists will dispute that and say, no, there's Proto-Indo-European words that, anyway, getting off my track here. Mrudu is soft, mutra is urine. I'm going to rush through. Mutra pariksha is urine assessment. Mutra vahasrotas is the pathway or channel of mutra. Nadi is channel. Again, very important with these diacritical marks. Nadi, the D is retroflex. Nadi, hard D in the back of the throat or the palate. Da, as in, I don't know, I gave you an example last time, Nadi Pariksha, which is pulse assessment, Nadi Shodhana. If you don't have those diacritical marks and you just put Nadi, then you don't know if the word is Nadi, which means river, or Nadi, which means pulse or channel. Nadi and Nadi are different. So Nadi Pariksha is pulse assessment. Nadi Shodhana is cleansing of the channels. The retroflex D is sort of pronounced, for example, the word curd, the D is sort of, if you're making the R sound, curd, the D is often just pronounced in the back of the throat or back of the palate at the same time, curd. So that, pay attention to where your tongue is in that position, and that's how you can approximate the retroflex D sound in Sanskrit. Nadi Shodhana. Nakha is nails. In Latin, is it Latin or Greek? But in medical, we say onycho. So onycho means nails. Very similar if I were to write it out for you. Nasya, nasal drops. Nava dravya. Nava is 9. Nava is 9. Dravya is 5 types of matter. Let's see. Netra is eyes. Netra, because they literally lead you. Ni means to lead. So netra are those sense organs that lead you from one place to another. Very interesting etymology. Netra. Nidana. Etiology or causation. Nidana panchaka, the 5 aspects of pathology. Nidra is sleep. That should be nidra with a line over the top. Nija is internal. Nirama is nirama. Nirama without ama. Niyama is ethical observances. Nyaya is Indian philosophy written by Gautama. Growing up, I had an Indian friend named Gautama, but he pronounced his name Gautam. And sometimes he went by Gotham, as in Gotham City, as in like the Batman show. So he went by Gotham, he went by Guatem, like Guatemala. It was just funny, but he never corrected people. He wanted to fit in. He never corrected people and said, my name is Gautama. It's a difficult name to say, I admit. But anyway, we just sort of laugh. We'd be like, Gautam, you go by Guatem? Okay, dude. Ojas. Man, yeah, I know. Gotham. He really did. Gotham and Guatem. Ojas, the essence of life. Ojo kshaya, again, ojas becomes ojo. Don't ask me right now. It's not important. There is a reason. It's a sandhi rule. It's not going to be explained right now. I can't. Look how I ramble. I can't even stay on track. Ojo kshaya. Ojo vishrama, which is displaced or dislodged ojas. Ojo vyapata, which is impairment or derangement of ojas. Okasatmya. I have to admit, I've not heard of that one, but I will look it up. Pachaka. which is a subtype of pitta, not subtype of pitta, aids in digestion. Pachak pitta, pachana, it's something which enhances the digestion of food, and ama. Yes, yes, asatmya. Yes, asatmya. In fact, we talked about this at the workshop. The workshop was fun. Those of you who didn't come, we missed you. Come next time. It's so much fun. I cannot emphasize enough how much fun we had. Pachana. Let's see, Pachamanashaya. Let's skip that one. Pakvasha, which is the large intestines, colon or large intestines. Pancha Jnanendriyas. This is pronounced differently depending on what part of India you come from. If you're from the north, you'll say Gyanendriyas. If you're Gujarati, you'll say Gnan. For knowledge, if you're Marathi, you'll say Jnana. So Pancha Jnanendriya is the 5 sensory organs of cognition. Pancha Karmendriyas is 5 organs of action. Pancha Mahabhuta, Pancha means 5. Maha means great, elements are Bhuta. Pancha Tanmatras, the 5 subtle principles. Pariksha, examination. Parinama, retroflex, N with a dot under the N. So the N, imagine saying N and then moving your tongue sequentially backwards and trying to say N in each position. So let me demonstrate on audio. Na, 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 na. So if you move the tip of your tongue back all the way and try to say your N from back there, then you'll get a na. It is fun, na. Again, a hard one for little children to say. So I have it on video of my children because I like languages, and I would have them say these Sanskrit words and watch them fumble, and then you hear me laughing at them. And now they watch the videos and they're like, Mom, you're so mean. Parinama, change, transformation. Pathya, which is a healthy dietary regimen. Pathya. Pichila, cloudy or slimy. Prabhava, which is specialized therapeutic effect. Pradnya Paradha. Pradnya Aparadha should be Prajna. But P-A, see where the P is? You should stick in another P. Pradnya Aparadha. Pradnya Aparadha, intellectual transgression. So add another P there. Yes. I'll send it to you, Monica G. We were just watching them last night. Prakopa. Prakruta, okay, which is a natural or expected cause for disease. Prakruta. Interestingly, side note, Sanskrit means well-formed or perfect language. Prakruta are the daughter languages, which mean natural or expected or sort of natural derivations. So Sanskrit was very difficult to pronounce, and over time, it branched out into different Indian languages, Marathi, Bengali, Hindi, and these were daughter languages called Prakrit. And a lot of times you'll see a Sanskrit word, which is over time it degrades and then it finds itself into one of these modern languages. So the word Purusha in Sanskrit in ancient Marathi became Purukha, or the word Lakshmana, the name Lakshmana becomes Lakhana in Hindi, because naturally over time those words degraded. They're no longer Sanskrit, which is perfectly formed, well-formed. They're Prakrit, they're natural, expected linguistic changes that happened in the language. So similarly, in Ayurvedically, Prakrita means expected natural cause for a disease. Prakriti is primordial nature, or it could be your constitutional type. Yes, Lakshman. Exactly, Lakhan, Lakshman. Pramana can be measurement, a proportion, pramana, body, height, weight, posture, circumference of head. In Marathi, we use the word pramana to mean, or in Hindi too, to mean proportion. And pramana in Marathi can also mean proof of something. So Prana, I'm going to speed through. I talk too much. Prana, vital energy. Prana Vahasrotas, Pranayama, Prasara. Okay, Prasara, again, it should be a line above the A. Prasara. Prashna, question. Pratyahara. Pravara. Sorry, Pratyaksha Brahmana. Pravara, we talked about this at the workshop. Pravara versus Avara. Prithvi, one of the very many names for earth. It's also a girl's name. Prithvi, earth element. Purisha, fecal matter, not to be confused with Purusha. Purisha Vahasrotas, pathway or channel for Purisha. Purusha is eternal cause. Purva Mimamsa, Purva Rupa, Rajas. I'm going to just pronounce these so you hear them with the diacritical marks. You can go back and read the definitions. Oh no, Purisha and Purusha. Oops. That's a big one. That's okay. Don't guys. Here's a hint. Don't do that. When you graduate, don't confuse Purusha and Purisha. Helpful tips. I know you won't. Purva Mimamsa, Purva Rupa, Rajas. Rajo Vaha. Again, Rajas becomes Rajo Vaha. Rajo, it's a Sandhi rule. Rajo Vahasrotas, Rakta Dhatu, which is the blood, Rakta Sara Purusha, Rakta Vahasrotas, Ranjaka. Ranjaka is a subpitta. Purusha, Rakta Sara Purusha, Rakta Vahasrotas, Ranjaka. Rasa is plasma. Rasa can also mean taste. Rasa can also mean juice. Rasa Vahasrotas, Rasayana. These are rejuvenation therapies. And they also nourish all the dhatus. So something like Triphala is a rasayana. Something like Chavan Prasha is a rasayana. Ratri Jagrana, night vigil. So staying up at night. Ratri Charya, nightly regimen. Roga Marga, pathway for disease. Rutu Charya, Rutu Sandhi, Rutu Charya. Again, I don't know why. Rugna Patrakam, client intake form. Patraka, patra means letter. Patra means a leaf of a tree, but in olden times people would write on leaves, right? Like we used to write on parchment. People would write on these giant leaves in India. These are big tropical leaves, and people would write on them. So that became patra. Later on, in modern terms, we use that to mean letter. So in Marathi, we say patra patho, send a letter. Let's see, patra, where am I? Yes, Rugna Patrakam, Ruksha, dry, Rupa, signs and symptoms, Shabda Pariksha, Shabda Pramana, Shad Darshana. Shad means 6. Darshana is the 6 perennial philosophies of India. Shad Rasa, 6 tastes. Sadhaka, subtype of Pitta. Sadvritta, Vritta is a tendency, so good conduct. Vritti is tendency, so Sadvritta is good conduct, good ethics. Shalya Chikitsa, which is surgery. Sama, which means with ama, Sama. And then, so this is Sama, and then there's Sama Agni, which is balanced Agni. Sama Dhatu, Dhatu mixed with Ama, Sama Dosha, Sama Mala, Samadhi, enlightenment, Samana, another type of Vata, and Samanya. Samanya means general, in general, Samanya, ordinary, regular, general, common. Let's see, let me skip. Sankhya, right? We know about Sankhya philosophy. Now here it's spelled with an M to denote that Anuswar concept. So some people will say Samkhya, but generally if that Anuswar is followed by a K, we make it a NK, kind of when we pronounce it. So Sankhya. Samprapti, Samprapti. S-A-M-P-R-A with a line over it. Prap with a P. Take out that R. It's not samprapti. It's samprapti. So that extra R should not be there at the end. Samprapti with a line over the A. Sandra, Sangha, Santosha. This S is a retroflex S. It is not a regular sh sound. It's sh. So put that line on top. Take that out and put a dot at the bottom of that S. Santosha. I might have to call Nama and anyway. Put a dot under the S. Make it Santosha. Sharirik, pertaining to the body, disease manifesting in the body. Where are we? Sharirik. Satmya, habits or adaptability. Sattva, one of the Mahagunas. So you have Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Sattva, Sara, Purusha. Satya, which is truth. Sira Granthi. Sira is a tubular vessel. Anything that is, like a tubular pathway, a vessel is Sira. Granthi is knots. From Granthi comes Marathi and Hindi word Gat. Sira Granthi, which means knots, nodules. Shita is cold. Shita Virya is cold, potency. So Shita, if you don't have the diacritical marks, you could confuse that with Sita, who is Mahalakshmi, avatar of Mahalakshmi on earth. So Sita is not the same as Shita. So be careful with the diacritical marks. Shitakari, which Shitkari, that which pranayam which cools the body, Shitkari. Shlakshana, slippery. Shlakshna, smooth. Shleshaka, type of kapha. Snana, which is bath. Snigdha. Sparsha pariksha, that, assessment with touch. Sparshana. Srotansi. Srotas. Dushti. Stanya. Stana means breast. So stanya means pertaining to the breast milk. Stanya vahasrotas, pathway or channel of stanya. In my gross anatomy class in medical school, we actually had a car accident woman, victim, who had donated her body to science, of course, and she was actually lactating at the time. So in the cadaver, we could see when we cut the breast away, I'll never forget, the instructor had her breast in the palm of his hand, detached from her body. And with a probe, he was able to separate all the lactiferous ducts and show us. It was horribly sad and tragic, and yet it was fascinating because she had died as a lactating mother. Can you imagine? But he was able to show us all the stanya vahasrotas with his probe. He was able to pick them up and show us the lengths of those ducts. I'll never forget. It was so sad, but I'll never forget it. Sthana samshraya, sthira, which is stable. Sthula, which is gross or big. Sthula sharira, gross or big body. Sukha, which is happy. Shukra dhatu. Shukra sara purusha, someone with excellent shukra dhatu. Shukra vahasrotas. Sukshma, subtle or minute. Sukshma. So the word sukshma, I always think of Hanuman, who had that power of Lord Hanuman had that siddhi of becoming sukshma. Sukshma rupa dhari siyahi dikhava, vikata rupa dhari lanka jarava. Part of the Hanuman Chalisa. Sukshma, he was small, he had the power to become really tiny or really, really big. So sukshma means subtle body, subtle. Sukshma sharir is that subtle body. Susadhyam is easily curable. Su means good, so or easy. Susadhya, Sushruta Samhita, we know. Swadhyaya, Swa-adhyaya. Swa means self. Adhyaya means study. Swastha is, or swasthya is the optimum state of health. Sveda, you can see the etymology of sweat. Svedas, Svedovaha srotas, tamas, tanmatra. That should have a long A, tanmatra. Tapas, tarpaka, tejas, tikshna, sharp and penetrating. Tikshnagni, intense digestive fire. Tikta, bitter taste. Trayopasthamba, the three pillars of life. Trividha pariksha, threefold method of examination. Also at the workshop, Tvak is skin. Toksara Purusha, individual with excellent skin. Ubhaya Hetu is a cause for aggravation of both doshas and disease. So Ubhaya generally means two. Ubhaya. Udaka Vahasrotas is a pathway for water or fluid. Udana is a type of vata. Ujjayi is that breath that we use in pranayam. Ujjayi pranayam, ocean sounding breath. Upadhatus are byproducts. Right? So we all remember byproducts. We learned that in our dhatu lectures. Upamana pramana is using an analogy, an upama, as a means of knowledge. Ushna is hot. Ushna virya is hot potency. We're almost done. Ushnodaka. Udaka is water. Ushna is hot. So Ushna, Udaka becomes Ushnodaka, according to the rules of Sandhi, Ushnodaka. Uttar Mimamsa Vedanta Vaikruta Vaisheshika. This was the atomic theory, I believe, by Rishi Kanada. Vajikarana is fertility therapies. Vayu is air element. Vidaha is a burning sensation, that which causes a burning sensation. Vihara is activities, right? So we talk about ahara, vihara, diet and lifestyle. That's how we treat our clients. Vikruti is a pathological state. Vimarga gamana is a diverted flow state of a diverted flow of srotas. So vimarga gamana, we talked about, one example was bleeding gums, right? That's not where the blood should be. It should be within the vessels, but when you have bleeding gums, that's an example of vimarga gamana. Vipaka, post-digestive effect. Viruddha ahara is incompatible food. Viruddha means opposite. So viruddha aharas, these are opposing or incompatible food combinations. Virya is potency. Vishada is clear or non-slimy. And there's so much etymology here. If I could break down every word I could, it would be so much fun, but probably only for me, and I would bore all of you to tears. But I'm skipping over. I'm so tempted to get off on tangents, but I'm trying to stick to the list. It's so hard. Vishada, Visham Agni, Vishesha. Let me go back. Vishama Agni, Vishamagni. I put the wrong emphasis. Vishamagni. Vishesha is specific. Vrusha Chikitsa, Vyadhi Hetu, Vyakti. Vyakti is to manifest. So something that's avyakta is unmanifested or unexpressed. Avyakta. Avyakta. Vyakta is manifestation. Vyana, subtype of vata. Vyayama. Vyavasaya. Vyavasaya is occupational causative factors for disease. Vyavasaya really means your career, your occupation. Vyavasaya. Yama, moral restraints. Yapya is palliative or manageable but non-curable prognosis. Yoga Darshana, written by Patanjali. Yukti Pramana, using reasoning. So I'll stop there because I think those are the main ones. Yeah. So that was a lot. That was like a waterfall of Sanskrit on you. Please don't be stressed out. Please, please, please don't be stressed out. I just want to point this out, some of these subtleties out to you so that when you're out there practicing, You may not remember any of this or all of this, but you'll at least know that when you see things written out in English, if you're not using a standardized sort of system like this one with the lines and the dots and the accents, the diacritical marks, you may be mispronouncing it. Sometimes, like here, we're using an A with a line on top to mean ah. Sometimes you'll see it printed out in English with two A's to denote an ah sound. So it really depends on don't believe what you see when it's written out in English. Nadi and Nadi, Shita and Sita, Dosha and Dosa. It's not necessarily well transliterated into English. That's kind of what I wanted to point out to you. So if you ever have a doubt on how something's pronounced, please ask Atul ji or Monica ji or someone. And no chakras and no Vata Pitta. That's it. That's all of this in a nutshell. Okay. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, I think I've rambled for 40 minutes. Any question? We're done. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks, everyone.